Just weeks after Rachel Zegler was reportedly ousted from the Evita production in what sources described as a full-scale cast mutiny, she allegedly made a quiet, unexpected return to the theater, and what followed left everyone rattled. Rachel Zegler has been facing a wave of backlash lately, and it's not because she's a woman of color. The criticism stems more from how she presents herself in interviews: young, inexperienced, and unsure. And that's confusing, because she's anything but inexperienced. She's a Golden Globe winner. By now, she should know how to handle big roles. So when she landed the part of Eva Peron and realized it didn't suit her, it would have been better to step aside for someone who genuinely understood and loved the character. That's something she should have recognized. Backstage sources say Rachel was caught observing a closed rehearsal, not from the auditorium or hallway, but from behind the curtain, standing silently in the wings, watching her replacement perform "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina" as though the role was still hers. And then it got worse. This whole incident made people wonder if she's torched her own future in leading roles. It's like putting something shameful on your resume and still trying to get hired. Directors might just laugh you out the door. You can almost imagine it, a casting panel reviewing her file and going, "Weren't you the one in that disaster?" "Yeah, thanks but no thanks." Tension exploded when she was spotted. Voices were raised. Accusations flew. One insider claims a cast member yelled, "You're not welcome here," to which Rachel allegedly shot back, "This role was mine before it was yours." Security had to intervene. Rehearsals stopped. The room froze. Some people believe Rachel Zegler doesn't deserve the intense hate she gets. She's just a young woman navigating an impossible spotlight. What do you expect from a 20-year-old girl? The internet loves tearing women down, especially those who find success early. It's like tossing bait into a tank of piranhas. The frenzy starts, and suddenly she's the villain. And just like that, what should have been a routine rehearsal turned into utter chaos, the biggest disruption since Rachel's on-set meltdown went viral. So what was she doing there? Was it desperation? Obsession? Or something more strategic? Because if you thought the drama was over, you're in for a surprise. Rachel has spoken about the loneliness of fame, that being in the public eye is isolating and overwhelming. She tries to stay grounded, to be honest about what she's going through. But the quiet doesn't mean she's given up. She's still grateful. Still real. But maybe, just maybe, still not ready to let go. Initially, her return to theater was billed as a comeback. Landing the role of Eva Peron was meant to redeem her public image, a fresh start after months of scrutiny. Press releases painted it as a triumphant homecoming. Social media buzzed with excitement. For a moment, it looked like the industry had her back again. But behind the scenes, everything began falling apart. Critics questioned her casting in the West End production, asking, "Why her?" But her fans weren't having it. "She's a powerhouse," they said. "I'll be front row on opening night to watch this queen slay." The hype was huge. Still, rehearsals reportedly descended into chaos. Rachel clashed with the creative team, disregarded choreography, reworked scenes, and allegedly treated her co-stars more like background extras in the Rachel Zegler show. What was meant to be a collaborative project began to feel like a dictatorship with one star calling the shots. That's when the cast had enough. Insider reports suggest nearly half the ensemble approached producers and demanded her removal. They signed a letter, held secret meetings, delivered a clear ultimatum: it's her or us. Caught off guard, the producers placed Rachel on temporary suspension, but everyone knew what that meant. She disappeared from rehearsals. The marketing changed course. A new lead quietly stepped into the spotlight. Fans were divided. Some were devastated, others relieved. Online, the criticism grew nastier. Full-grown adults were calling her a narcissist, based on short interview clips and sound bites. The internet twisted her words and pounced. It was brutal, and possibly damaging beyond repair. Few seemed to care what effect it might be having on her mental health. Memes spread like wildfire. Rachel Zegler kicked out of her own show. Evita, the musical, now without the drama. Fans made timelines. TikTok threads blew up. Theater blogs treated it like the finale of a hit drama series. Through it all, Rachel remained silent. When asked about criticism of her recent film, she didn't lash out. She said thank you. Smiled. Moved on. No tweets. No statements. Just a digital disappearance, as if the whole scandal never happened. But her silence wasn't surrender. Multiple backstage sources said Rachel never truly walked away from Evita. She was reportedly obsessed. She messaged crew for updates. Asked who was replacing her. In one instance, she allegedly showed up unannounced outside a dancer's apartment, wanting to talk things out. Things got unsettling. A producer claimed to spot her car parked across the street from the theater, 2 days in a row. A costume assistant reportedly saw someone who looked like Rachel lurking by the side entrance. At first, it seemed like she was just saying goodbye. But it didn't stop. There were whispers she tried sneaking back into the building. That she contacted the new lead's vocal coach for updates. Some said she couldn't let go, not of the role, not of the spotlight. According to one cast member, she wasn't just upset. She was Eva. Or at least, she thought she was. Fans started noticing odd patterns. Rachel unfollowed cast members. Some deleted cryptic comments. Even audience members said they spotted someone who looked like her sitting in the dark during late-night rehearsals. And then, it was no longer just a rumor. One day, during a regular afternoon rehearsal, the cast finished vocal warm-ups. Tech crew was prepping the lights. The new Eva lead stepped on stage for a run-through of her big solo. And suddenly, everything stopped. There, behind a half-pulled curtain, stood someone no one expected to see again, Rachel Zegler. 3 different sources confirmed it. Rachel had entered through a maintenance side door. How she got in remains unclear. Maybe her old pass still worked. Maybe someone let her in. But this wasn't an accident. She was there with intent. People say she stood silently, arms folded, as her replacement belted out "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina." The tension in the room was unbearable. One dancer whispered, "Is that Rachel?" Another asked, "Why is she here?" The new lead noticed her. Froze. A cast member broke the silence, "You're not supposed to be here." Rachel didn't budge. "I'm just observing," she reportedly said. "I created this." That was the last straw. A stagehand ran to inform production. Others tried to intervene. Rachel allegedly refused to leave, insisting she just wanted to see how things were progressing. One source claims she looked her replacement dead in the eye and muttered, "Let's see if you can even pull it off." The rehearsal collapsed. Lines were forgotten. The scene dissolved. Several performers walked off stage in protest. Security was summoned, and this time, there was no saving face. Rachel Zegler wasn't just controversial anymore. She was persona non grata. As staff tried to defuse the situation, she reportedly shouted, "I gave everything to this role. You can't just erase me."